Hello students, welcome to my class. Today we are going to discuss few questions related to NEET examination. Clear? As I told you earlier, this chapter is completely theory based and conceptual type. That you can say that GK/GS type. You have to memorize the things in this chapter. Clear, friend? So let's start with the question answer round and we will discuss few questions related to NEET examination. Wait for a moment, friend. Let's move to the question number 1. The question is, one of the metals used as a catalyst in automobiles catalytic converter. This is the question. One of the metals used as a catalyst in automobile catalytic converter. Do you remember this? Automobile catalytic converter. We people know palladium. That is a catalyst which is used as a catalyst in automobiles catalytic converter. So for this question, A is the correct option. Clear, friend? Now, let's move to the next section. The next question is, look at gas released during Bhopal tragedy. Now it's your turn. Which gas is released during Bhopal tragedy? Do you have any idea? It is the tragedy, the incidents occurred during 1984 to 1986, and this is one of the this was based on the nuclear reaction, and the gas released during Bhopal tragedy was methyl isothiocyanate. What was the answer, friend? That is methyl isothiocyanate. Clear to you? For this, that is D is the correct option. Now let's move to the next question. What is the next question? Check it out. Wait for a moment. Now the next question is, friend, pollutant. Pollutant is a chemical substance or factor which disturbs. As we know, if I talk about our environment, then it is completely balanced. That is the percentage of air, like air, in air there is nitrogen, there is oxygen, there is helium, there is CO2, many gases are present. If the composition of this changes, then we can say the environment or our climate has polluted. And what are pollutants? Pollutants are the substance, what I'm telling, friend, pollutants are the substance which disturb the environmental composition, which disturb the natural composition. And pollutants may be of many types, like air pollutant. Do you remember this? Air pollutants. Clear to you? Water pollutants. Then soil pollutants. There are many more examples. So we can say pollutants are the substance which disturb the environmental composition, and that is, and causes pollution. So here the what is the option here? That is our balanced environment, that is geochemical cycle, flora of any region and fauna of any region. So pollutants is a chemical substance or factor which disturbs our balanced environment. Clear to you? If there is any change in the environmental composition, then we can say our environment or climate is polluted. Clear? So for question number 3, A is the correct option. Now let's move to the next section. Now, what is the next question? Look at the photochemical smog can be suppressed by. Tell me what will happen. That is the photochemical smog. This is your question. As I have discussed, the photochemical smog can be suppressed by nitrogen oxide, hydrocarbon, formaldehyde. That is the radical trap. C is the correct option. What I am telling, for this question, for photochemical smog can be suppressed by the radical traps. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. The next question, in which part of the atmosphere ozone layer is present? Now tell me, as we know, that is there are different part of atmosphere, that is stratosphere, troposphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, ionosphere. Do you remember this? In which part ozone layer, we people know that protect us from UV radiation. What I'm telling, that is ozone layer protect us from UV radiation. If there is an increment in CFCs, chlorofluorocarbon, then there may be a depletion in the ozone layer. If there is a depletion in ozone layer, we people know highly active ultraviolet rays enter to the atmosphere. If UV radiation enter to the atmosphere, then what will happen? It will cause skin disease, or we can say skin cancer. So ozone layer is one of the most important part of our atmosphere. Important layer, you can say. This is the covering. And if excessive use of chlorofluorocarbons destroy this important useful layer, and what will happen? Sun rays enter into the atmosphere and causes skin diseases. Clear? So it's our responsibilities to protect the UV layer, to protect the ozone layer. Clear to you? Less use of CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, help us to protect the ozone layer. Clear? So for this, now the question, in which part of the atmosphere? We know stratosphere contains the ozone layer. In a stratosphere, there is a presence of ozone layer. Clear, friend? Now wait for a moment. I am going to rub this part and we'll discuss the next part of the question. What is the next part of the question? Wait for a moment. Question number 6. The maximum prescribed concentration of cadmium in drinking water. Tell me. The maximum prescribed concentration of cadmium in drinking water should be very, very less. That is 0.005 ppm. What do you mean by ppm? As I discussed earlier, that is ppm is equal to parts per million. Clear? What I'm telling, friend, ppm is equal to parts per million. Now if anyone asks you what is the formula of ppm, as we know 1 ppm, or simply ppm is equal to mass of solute, clear, upon mass of solution multiply by 10 to the power 6. This is the formula of ppm. Clear to you what I'm telling? If anyone asks you what is ppm, that is mass of solute upon mass of solution present multiply by 10 to the power 6. So in case of the maximum prescribed concentration of cadmium should be in drinking water should be 0.005. This is the highly standard value. Clear to you what I'm telling? The value is 0.005. Now friend, I'm going to rub this part and we'll discuss the next question. Wait for a moment. Now let's move to the next section. Question number 7. What is DDT among the following? The DDT is, as I told you earlier, or if you are in a class 11, then you will when you will move to class 12, you will study the formation of DDT. Formation of DDT in chapter haloalkanes. Clear to you? So as we know, DDT is nothing, just a non-biodegradable pollutant because it is manufactured by the use of chemicals, and these chemicals are non-biodegradable. So what is DDT? We people can say that DDT is non-biodegradable pollutant. Clear to you? As I told you, pollutants are of two types, biodegradable and non-biodegradable. If a pollutant can easily be biodegradable, that is not very much harmful for the environment, we can say this type of pollutant is biodegradable. But non-biodegradable pollutants are very much harmful for our environment, and these are pesticide, fertilizers, chemical substance. Among them DDT comes. So DDT is non-biodegradable pollutant. Clear? So for 7, C is the correct option. Clear to you? If you have any doubt, you can easily approach to me. As I told you earlier, this is a completely theory based chapter, and just you have to memorize the things, that is what is air pollution, what is water pollution, what is soil pollution, nuclear pollution, noise pollution, water pollutant, types of pollutant, biodegradable substance, non-biodegradable substance, composition of atmosphere, flora, fauna, biosphere, troposphere, the simple things. And I think we are very much familiar with this topic because we have studied this in class 6 and 7 also. So no special things here, but we have to memorize, we have to focus these things because 1 or 2 questions are generally asked from this chapter in competitive examination. Clear? Now let's move to the next question. The next question is question number 8, and what will happen? Check it out. Now look at the question. Green chemistry deals with the study of, as I told, as we all know, what is green chemistry, friend? What is green chemistry? The branch of chemistry which deals, what I'm telling, wait for a moment. The branch of chemistry which deals the less uses of chemicals and the impact of those chemicals on our surroundings or environment wait for a moment. That is green chemistry, which deals the method of less uses of chemicals and deals the impact of those chemicals on our environment. That is, the green chemistry tells us the method to protect our environment from harmful pollutants. What I am telling, friend? From harmful pollutant. This is green chemistry. That is, it is completely based on the natural activities. Clear to you? Less uses of chemicals and more uses of natural things. What I am telling? Less uses of chemicals and more uses of natural things. That way people know, go green. Clear? This is one of the most important and practical things which can be utilized easily if you have positive thinking about our environment. If you want to protect our environment, then in few years, after few years, we protect, we will get fresh air, we will get fresh soil, we will get fresh water. So this is one of the most important part of the chemistry. Clear? So now check it out, which one is the correct explanation. Plant study of extraction of natural product from plant, detailed study of reactions involved in the synthetic chlorophyll, utilization of existing knowledge base for reducing the chemical hazard along with the developmental activities, as I told you earlier. So for green chemistry, this is the perfect explanation. Utilization of existing knowledge base for reducing the chemical hazards along with the developmental activities. For green chemistry, that is, this D is the correct option. Clear to you? Now wait for a moment, friend. I am going to rub this part and we'll discuss the next question. Now let's move to the next question. What is the next question? Check it out. Among the following, the one which is not a greenhouse gas. As we know, CH4, CO2, these are the main important greenhouse gas which trap the what? Sunlight. When sunlight enters into the atmosphere, if there is an increment of these gases, then what will happen? When sunlight strike the atmosphere surface, then it bounce back. But if there is a percentage of these gases increases, they trap the sunlight. They do not allow the sunlight to again escape from the surface. Due to this reason, when it enters, if this sunlight do not move, then what will happen? The temperature of the surrounding, the temperature of the environment increases, which ultimately causes, we people know, global warming. What I'm telling, friend? Which ultimately leads to the global warming. Clear? So we have to protect our environment from this type of gases, and these gases are greenhouse gases. So for this, N2O, CO2, CH4 are greenhouse gases. But which one is not greenhouse gases? As we know, oxygen. Oxygen does not trap the sunlight. Clear to you? It is fresh, and as we know, we use this gas for breathing. So O2 is not the greenhouse gas. So for this question, D is the correct option. Clear, friend? Now wait for a moment. Let's move to the next part of the question. The next question in this case is, which of the following oxide of nitrogen is not an air pollutant? As we, if I talk about NO2, is it a air pollutant? If I talk about N2O, it is also a air pollutant. This is also the reason for acid rain, because they form toxic acid like HNO3. But if I talk about N2O5, this is not a air pollutant. Remember this, what I'm telling, that is, which of the following oxide of nitrogen is not an air pollutant? That is, nitrogen pentaoxide is not a air pollutant. Clear to you? You have to focus on this, then and then only you can easily solve such kind of questions. I have many more questions. So for this chapter, what I'm telling, this chapter is completely theory based. Do maximum numbers of questions. This is GK GS type question. You can find many questions from internet, also from books, also from many sources, from newspaper also. So this is completely a theory based question, completely a general knowledge, general science questions, we can say. So more you gain, more you learn, more you gain. Clear to you? Still, if you have any doubt, you can easily approach to me. You watch my lecture. Regarding the lecture, if you have any doubt, you can, what I'm telling, during my lecture session, during my PPT session, I always used to tell, any doubt, any problem regarding any question, then you can easily share your doubts with me. I'm always here to help you. Now this is the last question. Now let's move to the review section. We will revise these things again. Now, what is the question, friend? One of the metal used as a catalyst in automobiles catalytic converter. Sir, it is very simple. That is the palladium. For question number 1, A is the correct option. Now let's move to the question number 2. Gas released during Bhopal tragedy is, sir, methyl isothiocyanate. What I'm telling, methyl isothiocyanate, not ethyl isothiocyanate. Clear? Now next question. Pollutant is a chemical substance or factor which disturb, as we know, pollutant disturbs our balanced environment. Clear? For question number 3, A is the correct option. Now let's move to the next option, that is, the photochemical smog can be suppressed by, as I told you, the photochemical smog can be suppressed by radical traps. During my lecture, I have discussed this thing, what is smog, what is classical smog, and what is photochemical smog. Now, in which part of atmosphere ozone layer is present? As I told you, ozone layer is one of the most important part. It protects us from UV radiation and it is present in stratosphere. Therefore, question number 5, A is the correct option. Clear? Now question number 6, the maximum prescribed concentration of cadmium Cd in drinking water, that is D option, 0.005. Now let's move to the question number 7. What is DDT among the following? As I told you, DDT, we will discuss the formation in class 12, and DDT is a non-biodegradable pollutant. That is for question number 7. C is the correct option. Now what about green chemistry? As I told you, green chemistry is the utilization of existing knowledge base for reducing the chemical hazard along with the developmental activity. So for question number 8, D is the correct option. Clear? Now let's move to the question number 9. Among the following, which is not a greenhouse gas? As I told you, oxygen is not a greenhouse gas. So for question number 9, D is the correct option. Clear? Now let's move to the question number 10. Which of the following oxides of nitrogen is not a air pollutant? So oxide of nitrogen, that is N2O5, nitrogen pentaoxide, is not a air pollutant. So for question number 10, C is the correct option. I think now friend you can easily solve such kind of questions. So time is calling, time to say bye bye. Thank you so much. We will meet again.